Chiefs. Yeah, for those of us in Kansas City, today is a special solemnity of the highest class. It is Red Friday. For those not from the Kansas City area, Red Friday is the Friday before the home opening NFL football game of our beloved Kansas City Chiefs. Their color being red, it is Red Friday. Now, you might wonder, well, how does one celebrate this solemnity? Well, there are lots of secular events, but when it came time for Mass today, I noticed that all the people were wearing red, and me being a fan of enculturation in the church to find those little touch points in the culture, as it were, and try to sanctify them. I noticed that on the church's calendar today, there is no obligatory feast day of any saint. So, being the liturgy nerd that I am, I happen to know that on such days, the priest celebrant is allowed to choose from any saint in the Book of Martyrs, the Roman Martyrology, for that day. And so, being the good priest that I am, I decided, you know what? Why not celebrate some martyrs today? Now, did I choose to celebrate martyrs today just so I could wear red at Mass? Yeah, I did. So, sorry, God, if that's offensive, but it did give me a chance to go to the old martyrology, which as a priest I read every morning at the first hour of the day, called Prime or Prima, the first hour. We read the list of martyrs for that day, actually for the next day. So I went to the old martyrology and I found that within the 10th day of December, that is today, there's an entry in Bithynia, the Holy Virgins Menodora, Metrodora, and Nymphodora, sisters who were crowned with martyrdom and attained to glory by their fearless confession of the faith under the Emperor Maximian and the Governor Fronto. Who wouldn't want to celebrate these incredible three sisters, Menodora, Metrodora, and Nymphodora? Do I have a great devotion to them? No, I really did actually just want to wear red. But now I know their names, and in fact, the church has known their names for a long time. This book of the martyrs has been handed on. Okay, other than just the secular ability to wear red on Red Friday, there is a spiritual lesson here. This book the Roman Martyrology, and it's red. Isn't that nice? Yes, red is the color of martyrs, lest we forget, because well, they shed their blood for Jesus. We don't have to deal with that a whole lot here in the United States. I think we kind of take for granted that we have freedom of religion, and even if we are persecuted in certain ways for our faith, it's not too often that we're called to shed our blood or abandon our faith. But in the early church, in the days of, Metrodora and Nymphodora and their sisters, well, it was normal. In fact, if you were going to be Christian in the early church, not only did you expect that it would not be easy, it was a death sentence. If you were found out for being Christian at the time of these three sisters, you're going to be killed. And yet, they chose Jesus rather than abandon their faith. They consecrated their lives in virginity. So these are virgin martyrs who said, we are so in love with Jesus that we will consecrate our entire lives and have no earthly spouse and maintain our heavenly spouse, Jesus. And if it ever comes that we're going to have to choose Jesus or the world, easy choice. We're going to choose Jesus. And they did. One of the things that kind of gets to me as I read from the martyrology every day is that there are the entries where it's just normal that people die for the faith. It's normal. Today, we think it's incredibly abnormal if there's any suffering at all, especially persecution for the faith. Like, we think that if we're denied anything because we're Christian, or if it's just a little bit difficult, or people will say bad things about us on Facebook because we're Christian, well, this is suffering. No, no. We need to be willing to choose Jesus over everything in the whole world. And yet, don't we just see the opposite all the time? This is why these politicians that are it's so scandalous. Scandalous means it's a stumbling block. It's harder for people to believe the faith. People in very prominent places are embarrassments to the Catholic faith every day. Why? Because they show us that they will trade profession of the one true faith for stupid worldly things. They'll deny Jesus at the drop of a hat to gain more polling points or votes or just passing political prestige in the world. How sad. In that sense, it's good that we have Red Friday as a chance to read about three martyrs I honestly had never heard of before today. Now I know them, and there's a whole bunch more of them. What are you willing to do for your faith? Where do you compromise? Where do you, in little ways, deny Jesus for mere passing pleasures. Let the witness of the martyrs remind us that we should place nothing above Jesus. And it's actually pretty normal that in the end, we might we might have to die. If not a physical death for Jesus, every day, take up our cross, prefer nothing to the love of Jesus. That's what the martyrs did. So happy Red Friday, and God bless you.